Hello once again, Internet every people, and welcome to the finale of Let's Play Rolling Thunder 2. These next two stages, oh boy, they are going to live up to the challenge that anything previously had hinted at. Like, everything about these next two stages is downright malicious and awful and terrible, and oh boy, it is going to be quite the trip, so let us not delay any further. Here we go. No more clearance from Jackal Omega, from Rolling Thunder. Situation report as follows. Found weapons cache configured for remote control containing weapons from many nations. Conclude Gimdo's objective is to use weapons to start global conflict. Yeah. They're armed for it, don't worry. So these stages, I'm going to be wanting to play a little more aggressively. Because the enemy swarms are just about to get completely ridiculous. And we have this new gimmick of elevators, where the enemies seem to have no collision with it at all and just jump through it. And that's kind of crazy, but you can get caught off guard because of the way the elevator moves down, and you can get pulled right into the trajectory of somebody that's about to shoot or punch the shit out of you. So, gotta be real mindful of that while going through this area. But, yeah, it's basically, this is the game winding up to, hey, fuck your shit. I've got your number, and we're gonna try and dial you in. So yeah, and gonna be going for the extra bullets on both sides here, or at least, yeah, I don't think there's one in the next area. There might be, because this is a stage where if you don't grab the extra ammo, they're gonna starve you for ammo, and you don't want to be. Yeah, come on down here. You don't want to be caught without ammo in either of these next two stages. And I'm pausing at certain points because I'm trying to draw out extra spawns because I don't want them to come in with the, I guess, scripted spawns. That can be a bit of a pain in the ass. And the elevator ride up is a bit more of a problem. It seems way harder than the rides that are going down. But I usually kind of just pick a side and camp it, and then go full-on aggressive with my shots since I've got the ammo supply to do it now. And the important thing is to just... Yeah, nobody? The important thing is to just not get into a position where you're boxed in there. And don't let the grenade guys kind of like arc you in as well. You can kind of like trick them into shooting each other, to throwing their grenades at each other. Hey, Jesus! Okay. And this little area here can be a little bit of a pain, but if you kind of work your way forward slowly, you can control the spawns a bit more and keep them from just really getting right up your ass with gunshots. Jesus Christ. Okay, just... No, come on. Okay. So that's that stage. That is a lot harder than it looks, believe me. I was doing a lot of kind of just like pausing to let enemy spawns come in and then like getting through it much slower than I would have on some of the previous stages. So this is the last round. Nice of you to drop by, though you really should have called first. Pity you won't be alive for dinner. We're having fowl tonight. Albatross, I believe. Which Albatross is the dude. No mention of the lady, though. Weird. So this is the final stage, and if I don't die in this stage, I'll be very surprised, because it is a real pain in the dick. But I'm going just as hard-on aggressive here. Hard-on aggressive. There you go. There's a good word choice. I'm going as hard-on aggressive as I can here. I'm going to be bumping into enemies as much as I can. I'm going to stay indoors a little longer than I normally would because enemies are kind of dumb in this game. And these guys are back. They're there to just kind of bleed you dry of ammo for the final confrontation, but if you play it a little safer with our ammo and kind of bounce off more, enemies than we normally would. We should get there with a decent amount of ammunition, so... There are these... Like, look at this garbage! Get me away from that grenade! Okay. That was a good bounce there. Yeah, they're gonna catch a lot of dudes that are gonna be aiming low for you in these big-ass swarms of enemies coming in, too, so... Just have to be very careful here. Just stay in here a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Most of the danger has walked off the screen now. There's the game doing another weird load thing to load into the second half of the stage. And this is about where you get checkpointed in this stage. And it is a bad place to get checkpointed because they're going to bleed you dry of ammo if you don't have the extra ammo that they've been giving you up to this point. So I'd really like to not die here. I'd really like to not die for the rest of the game because this is just a bad checkpoint. Just be patient here. There we go. If we just ease our way forward, this shouldn't be too bad. I'm really only worried about the guys that can crouch, and sometimes guys that are going to throw grenades at you can be a bit of a pain. So this elevator ride, a bit similar to the first, only you can't, a bit similar to the ones in the last stage, only you don't have an upper and lower floor that you can kind of bounce between to keep yourself safe. And all I'm really wanting to do here is make sure that I don't get pulled up into the trajectory of shots and that I let these grenadiers kind of just take each other out. And a good way to do that is to kind of work your way back and forth or kind of stand in the middle of the elevator. And they should not be able to get you. So now we're in the final corridor now. I'm going to head over to the right and grab a few extra shots of ammo because now we're coming up on what will be the final boss. There he is. And he won't do anything if we just like play around. Hey! But this guy follows a real easy pattern of up, down, up, and then he just repeats down, down, up. That's all you gotta do for the rest of this fight. And there you go. Don't step into that explosion. Instant death. Wait for that explosion to stop. It's actually still active a few frames after it stopped too. So now we have the final boss where if you're starved for ammo, this is going to take forever. Because this thing takes like, I think like 50 or 60 shots to kill. But these lasers follow really easy patterns. Just watch where he's starting it and you'll know what he's doing. It's not that bad. And that's it. That's literally the final boss. Again, stay away from the explosion and the body. They will both kill you. And that is Rolling Thunder 2 completed. Rolling Thunder has thwarted Gimdo's dinner plans, as well as his evil plot for world domination. As the world returns to normal, the media is clamoring for the names of the heroes that prevented catastrophe. By the time the WPCO released their names, Albatross and Layla had already snuck off with their own celebration. So that is Rolling Thunder 2 completed, but there is a second loop to this game, and I'll point that out here in a moment as we kind of cruise through the credits. But yeah, had a good time playing this game again. I'm glad I kind of got to add it to my collection again recently. Just really solid stop and shoot, run and gun action. If you want more like this, the Time Crisis games are kind of related, just kind of like in tone, and they kind of have a similar stop and pop play style. But all in all, like, this is a solid little game. If you want more like it, obviously there's the Shinobi games that are very similar, especially Shadow Dancer. Shadow Dancer is hugely underrated in my opinion, but that's just me. So that's the end, but what you get when you finish the game the first time is you get this little message coming up after the end disappears. Come on. Yeah, the operation has ended, however, you failed to completely destroy Gimdo's organization, and then they give you a password to do the second quest, but I don't really think the second quest is really all that worth it, because all it really does is it makes the game more difficult by making every enemy in the game take 1 to 3 more hits to kill. So you're basically just more ammo starved throughout the whole thing, and it's more of a pain in the ass, and it's worth it. They do kind of like they give the stages a new color palette, but and I think that a lot of those look cool, but it's not really worth it, because in the end, all you really get is this. They just changed the message. That's it. Nothing is different at all. Like that's all you get. The ending is the same, the final boss is the same. You just get a different message for completing the game, and I don't really think it's all that worth the hassle. I think that the game has a nice brisk pace all on its own, and it's pretty rad. Without having to like slow it down further so enemies are taking more damage, and it never really sat well with me. So that is going to do it for Rolling Thunder 2. Anybody that's stopped by, enjoyed yourselves, whatever, thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you the next time I decide to throw on a video game and talk about it while playing it badly and stumbling over my words all the time. See ya.